northwest someplace, I think, way up. And he does a lot with dune buggies and stuff. He's got his father's old car in the garage, which is really sweet. Uh, yeah, that's one of those kind of cars that you like to have and keep it just like it is. Do nothing to it except start it up and use it. Yeah, it doesn't have to be, even if it starts to, fall apart a little bit, for normal wear, but let it do it. Never mind trying to make it all shiny and original. Just use the car. Anyway, he had a giveaway going with that stuff, that purple stuff there that Val does all the time. And I won it. Whoa. I also won a clock off of him some time ago. Let me see. It's up here. I should put batteries in it. Batteries went dead about a month and a half ago or so. I don't know, can I get it off? No, I got it screwed up there. And it's a clock mechanism that he had made, with a hubcap. It's a VW hubcap. And he bought the clock mechanism. He screwed it into the center, put the clock together. And it's actually nice. He's got some decorative. I'll show it to you. And I won that about 6 years ago. But I won this stuff, and he had said to me, send him an address, which I had the next day, but I haven't heard anything. Nothing. Zilch. Kaput. So I'm trying to figure out what the hell is going on. So, you know what I want? I just want a little water. Water in a carburetor? What are you, nuts? Yep. You're fucking lazy. You're fucking right. You know what? Let me put some in here. So I don't have to dump it on. I can spray it on. Come on, guys. I gotta fill the water. The squirter jug. I never used this one. Brandy Doo. It's like Zach. These seem to work the best for me. One is they're easy to fill because they have a big mouth. Alright. They make smaller ones, still with the big mouth. Plus, it works pretty good with chemicals because they all will work with the chemical. But once the chemical has gone through it a few times and it sits, the chemical starts to eat away at the rubber inside, and that's what makes it work. Okay, so I just have water in here now, so I'm going to rinse off some of that cleaner. And seeing that I have the other thing all done, I'm not going to worry about it. And that's all covered, so I don't have to worry about it too much. And I'll let it sit for a few minutes, and then I'll maybe put some air in, not directly into it, but nearby. Alright, I think that's enough. That's enough. Alright. Well, that's it. I got this thing I got to start, or try to start, because this has been sitting for well over a year. I did put some fresh gas in it. I may have to send it with a little, give it a little bit of help. But here's my thought on it. If you use too much of that stuff, it's no good. It really isn't. But my thought is, if you give a little squirt and can save a lot of pulling, I'd rather just give it a little squirt. Now if I got to do it over and over and over and over and over again, then we got problems, But for most part, when you turn it on and you give it a little squirt, something that'll help but not ruin it, in my opinion, and then it's a lot better than sitting here and doing this and wear and tearing on the on the gizmo and the springs and the cordage, and I ain't got time for that crap. This needs a little squirt. Let me get, oh, here it is, right here. Little lubricant. I gotta watch where I spray around here though, because I don't know what I have underneath this thing. I'll get that out of there. That's just something that will get right in the way. A little pine needle. Okay. Now it's got fresh gas in it. Is it going to start? I have no idea. Let me check the Earl. I don't think this motor has a low oil shut off. I did have a couple that did. Oh, this may have a high oil shut off. Hello? Hello? Let's take that out of there. Bring it out. Put it over here. It looks to be like we got a little bit of oil drippage, and we shouldn't have that. I wonder if I can tighten up on this thing a little bit. I mean, it works, but it can do a little tightening. I should see if I can get the wife out here to help with these screws, finish putting them away for me now that I got the shelving up. And the other thing is, I got to get in the house and fix that dryer. I got to try to get that cordage out of there. And then the washing machine hoses started leaking again. So I'm going to just take them off. And they're new hoses. We had it pulled out a little bit. Everything was fine. When I was working on the dryer, I wanted to put everything back and line everything back up. And I did. And now it's leaking again. So I'm going to get down under. Get down under. I'll get my big ass with my bad back, bad knee, and bad shoulder. So as far as being a badass, I guess those days are over. Let those sit there. Let that sit there and soak up a little bit of that. And then I'll let this kind of just dry out a little bit. Got the fuel turned off. Fuel is off. And I still have to put a few things back together, but for the most part, it looks like we're okay. Now we can also take this off here too, because I'm not going to need this, I don't think. Well, maybe I should, but I still want to direct that out. There. You know, the vent coming out of the tank, the gas tank, it used to go into the breather, you know, to suck it back into the carb, to reburn whatever fumes were coming out. Well, I can hook it back up. Maybe I will. I don't know. I mean, it's not a big deal. I just got to drill a little hole in the case and stick it in. Yeah, I guess I can do that. Yeah. It's not going to hurt. Yeah, I'll do that. But I didn't want it to just be, you know, fumes coming out of there from pressure. They should be pulling in, however. I don't think it would be pushing out. So, all right, this seems to be pretty good. Let me just get a little bit more out of there. There, okay. So we're done making a mess with this. Now, I don't know if this will start right now or not, with or without a squirt. Because I don't know. It had a half a tank of gas. I didn't drain out that. I just added more to it. And then I put a little octane booster and injection cleaner and all that kind of shit in there with it. So We should be okay. I have another piece of crappy paper towel laying around that I can use. Do I? Do I? Do I? Do I? No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. But I do have some paper that'll suck up whatever crap. I'm not too concerned about this piece of wood anyway. No, I'm not too concerned about having oil on it. We got a pan back here, though. An old pan. There we go. Over there. Alright, so there we are. So we have it on. We have gasoline. We have the choke on. We'll put the choke on. I think this is throttle. It is, but where do I want it? And what's on and what's off? Because it doesn't seem to tell me that. I'm guessing that's off. You'd think they'd put a little mark on it. But gasket. Okay. This thing is tilted up. I don't even think you can see what I was doing there, did you? No, that's because this was tilted up. It was tilted up, I said. Oh shit, more shit. More and more. Put that there. This can get out of the way. I gotta get a bulb for this. I got that all rewired. Lights everywhere. Now, is this thing going to be okay? It should be. And where's my adjustment? I thought I made an adjustment bracket here. So where the hell did I put that? Where did I put the adjustment bracket? Well, here's a couple of gizmos. Huh. Well, that's going to have to be checked. All right. So, everything's dried off. Everything seems to be copacetic. However, I am going to, not today, but I am going, before I take it off here, I am going to change the oil. That oil that's in there now is that, I don't know, that's the only thing they had. That drives me nuts. Was 530, I think it was, and 030 or something, 020. I don't want that lightweight. I want something a little heavier. I like to start at least around 15, you know, or if I'm going to start lower, I want to be able to get up a little higher. The reason for it is to get the oil up faster when it's cold. That's the reason for it, because the thicker it is, when it gets cold, it gets gooier yet. So the reason for it is to get the oil up into the engine, you know, after it sits for a while, fast, regardless of this temperature. So the reason behind it is good. However, I want a little bit heavier. You know, I mean, when I start this up, it doesn't sound the same to me for some reason. I don't know. It could be just, you know, me. So we'll see what happens. All right, let's turn the gas on. And we'll start this puppy up again. Choke is on. Choke is on. Let me come over here. I don't want it to backfire on me. Start it up again tomorrow. It's getting late. I don't want to let it run forever. I noticed a little bit of every now and then a little bit of a, but that could have been just a fresh start, so to speak. But I want to make sure that it's not leaking. That's the main thing. It doesn't seem to be leaking. This seems to be okay. This seems to be a little wet though. Oh, you know what it is? That's the problem. I had this down here when I was doing all that spraying with the cleaners and the waters and the oils. This has got to dry out. I'm going to have to cut another one. And you know what? Maybe Monday, tomorrow, I'll run over to the hardware store and pick up a couple. And then this here way you don't have to worry about it. Oh, see, now it is dripping. So why is that? Why is it dripping? And it's coming out of the carburetor. It shouldn't be doing that. This is telling me that we've got a problem here. So is it the bowl? We got 4 1/4 by what? 2 1/2. That shouldn't be doing that. I got the gas off right now, but it's going to drip a little bit until it empties out from here. That's telling me that maybe the float is acting up. This is a brand new carburetor. This should not be doing this. I'm not going to worry about it now. So let me unplug here and get my ass in. It's getting late. I was on the phone for a while. One of the fire guys that I know, his wife and sister-in-law and a friend of his that works for the state, and his son want to get permits. So I just did this. Well, I didn't just do it. It was quite a while ago, 4 or 5 years ago. I certified his wife and sister-in-law, but they never went to get their permit, and now they want to take the thing all over again because they don't feel comfortable now. And I said, well, you know, that's nice actually. I'm glad that they're looking at it that way and not just coming to me and saying, boom, boom, you know, we already took the class from you. Well, even if they did, I would still tell them they'd have to take a refresher course. Anything after, 6 months to a year, you're going to have to recertify. All right, not so much the full course, but you're going to have to recertify. That's all there is to it. All right.